Hello, my name is Rashawn Fentress. I'm the Wildcat News Network president. Yes, it was called Channel 77, but we changed the name for various reasons. It is now Wildcat News Network. And we have all sorts of things planned for you this year, with a whole new team behind us, completely different team from last year. And we hope you enjoy every moment you have with us. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Brendan Krause. I'm the Vice President of Wildcat News Network, and I'm also the founder of Studio 49. My main goal here at WNN is to provide you with quality videos with stunning visual effects. Ever since our big move last year from Channel 77 to WNN, our main goal from the start was to provide you with exceptional videos, and also to create a news station like no other. So this year, be prepared for the all-new Wildcat News Network. Also, what you're about to see are a few clips from last year that didn't make it to the second episode of Wildcat News. So here you go.
Hey guys, it's Chelsea Jenkins. I'm here right now with Jamel Davis. He was actually a victim of the April 10th tornado that hit major parts of Hazelwood. We're going to be talking to him about his experience with that. Tell us, how did you feel when you heard the sirens go off?
My mom was at work, I just really didn't know what to do. Me and my brothers, we were pretty scared, but we just went in the bathroom because we couldn't make it to the basement. And it was just, out of nowhere, so.
And where exactly do you live?
I live in Tucson Garden. Well, I used to live in Tucson Garden.
Well, we're glad that you survived it, and we're glad that you were here to talk to us about what happened.
I'm Kazim Lockhart, and I'm here with Mrs. Dressler, and we're here to talk about the effects of, construction and how teachers have to travel, and we want to get the teacher's point of view of how it's affected them. Hi, Mrs. Dressler.
Hello.
So my first question to you is, how has traveling affected your teaching?
Well, I would say that I am sometimes a little less prepared, although I've gotten very used to it. I've been traveling since September, so but it was a little bit of a struggle at first to make sure I had everything with me, and then I'm sometimes a little tardy to class along with my students, but other than that, I think my teaching has pretty much remained the same.
Okay, that's good to know. Now I also want to know, how has it been a struggle with carrying around that grade A cart in the hallways?
Okay, that is more of a struggle. I've had broken water bottles from falling off my cart onto the floor, pushing it around, constantly papers falling off my cart, forgetting things that don't fit on my cart. That's another thing I should have mentioned. And then just the fact that I'm sure it's really annoying for people in the hallway that I have to say, excuse me with my cart all the time. And it's annoying for me as well, so.
Okay, now, and through all of that, did you develop any techniques or ways to adjust to it and start to get used to it?
I am very used to it. I don't know that I've developed any excellent techniques. Although I did at some point a few months in realize that I could just write my learning target and objective once and then put it on the board with a magnet.
Yes.
It took me much longer than it should have to figure that out. Before that I was writing it like 3 times a day. That's about it.
Okay, well, thank you, Mrs. Dressler.
Thank you.
We here at Channel
My
77
pleasure.
appreciate seeing your side of it. Thank you for
Thank
being
you.
here with us. Well, I'm here with Mr. Holmes. Say hello, Mr. Holmes.
Hello.
And we're here to see his side of how traveling or moving to a new room has been on him. So, Mr. Holmes, the first thing I'd like to ask you, how has traveling, affected your teaching?
I don't know that it's affected my teaching that much, but the room I was in, room 232, was probably 5 times bigger than this one, and it was like home to the journalism students. So it sounds silly, but it was almost like an emotional move coming from my old room to this room.
Okay, so do you feel that you've, adjusted better to your new room?
Well, one thing about teachers is that you're kind of forced to adjust. You don't have a choice. So yeah, I've adjusted to it. Is it ideal? No. Can I still teach? Yeah. Can students still learn? Yeah.
In your classroom?
Yeah.
So if you did have the option to take back your old room, would you take it back or would you
Oh, in a
stick
second.
with...
Oh, I go get it right now.
You go take the classroom
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
All right, well, thank you, Mr. Holmes. We're glad to hear your side of the story.
Sure.
How it's affected you. Well, I'm here with Mrs. Gray, and we're going to see her side of the story of how traveling has affected her. Okay. Hello, Mrs. Gray.
Hello.
Now, I want to know, how has traveling affected your teaching?
Actually, just learn to roll with it. It does affect the teaching a little bit in that each room is laid out differently. So I definitely don't always get to do cooperative learning or where I would be able to organize my room the way I would want it to. The teachers don't mind me moving the desk around, but you can't always do that most of the time when you're traveling.
That's understandable.
I guess that would only be the smallest thing.
Now, I also want to know, how has it been moving that grade A cart through the hallway?
Oh, the kids have been great. It actually, things only fell off my cart once. So it hasn't been too bad wheeling on the cart, no.
Okay,
The only difficulty was when I had to use the elevator, and that's a little scary.
yeah, with taking the cart up there.
Yes. But other than that, it's been pretty good.
Now, how would you say you've adjusted to, traveling and having to go through classroom? Has there been any techniques that you've taught yourself, or has it just naturally come to you to adjusting to the classroom?
Well, each day at the end of the day, I stack my cart for the next day. That's one of my strategies for me. And as long as my cart is ready for the next day, then when I come in, I'm ready to roll. Because every other day I'm on the cart. So that's how I do it. It's worked out okay. I still leave stuff in different rooms, but that's going to happen.
Thank you for sharing this with us, Mrs. Gray. We really do appreciate it.
right,
Thank you for
thank
helping come to 77. Back to you,
Absolutely.
Rashawn.
My name is Rashawn Fentress, and today I'll be interviewing the theater kids here at West, our West Thespians, Troop 796. Now, first, I'm here with Sarah Wool. Now, Sarah, how long have you been a thespian here at West?
I was initiated at the end of my freshman year, so I've been a thespian for about 3 years.
So, I know you're a senior, so you've probably done a lot of shows here at West.
Yes.
What is your favorite show you've done?
My favorite show I've done is probably Aura last year, because it was a lot of fun. It's probably the most fun show I was in.
So, were you in any shows this year?
Yes, I was in The Prime of Miss Jean Brodie and Oklahoma.
What about Harvey? Did you do anything with that?
Yes, I was the student director for her.
So, now I know you've got a lot of traditions here in the theater at West. What is your
yeah.
favorite theater tradition?
I would say that my favorite theater tradition is after each show, the whole cast and crew and pit for the musical goes outside and we sing Bohemian Rhapsody together. And one person has a guitar solo and one person has a gong, which those two get passed down every year, like if a senior has it and they're graduating. And it's a lot of fun. It's the best tradition ever.
All right, thank you, Sarah.
You're welcome, Rashawn.
I'm here with Lauren McLean. Now, Lauren, you're a senior here.
Correct.
So, how long have you been a thespian at West?
I got initiated the same time that Sarah did, so since at the end of my freshman year, so about 3 years.
All right, so what's been your favorite show in all 3 years?
Oh man, so many to choose from. I think my favorite play was All in the Timing. So I was in one of the it's like 6 shows in one. So I was in Philip Glass Buys a Loaf of Bread, and it was probably the weirdest thing I've ever been in my life, and it was amazing. And my favorite musical, oh man, it's probably Anything Goes because it was my first time on stage, so it was a new experience.
Pretty sure I said one, but I heard the student directors 1X are coming up. So can you tell us a few things about that?
Yeah, there are 4 seniors who are directing 1X. Myself, Sarah Wool, Rachel Johnson, and Abby Shallon. And they're 4 really good shows. I'm really excited. So they will be May 17th at 7 p.m. And I don't know how much tickets are, but check the call board outside the theater. You'll find out.
Well, thank you, Lauren.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm here with Elise Nudemacher. So Elise, I want to ask you several questions over social media and how it has affected your life. So now my first question is, How do you think social media has affected this generation of students?
I think that people are online more instead of like actually being with people in person. Like, they don't really talk to each other as much anymore.
My next question is, how has it affected you personally?
There are people that go online or like text or something or whatever, and they always say stuff that like they would really say to your face or something.
Yeah. Do you find like, let's say like Facebook, for example, do you find it to be like more harsh, you know, like it brings people down? Do you feel that way about it? Like, has that affected you personally?
It hasn't affected me, but it's affected my friends. It's made them like, a lot of stuff makes them feel bad. Like somebody puts a picture of themselves up and then they like get all sad or something because they are jealous or something.
Alright, well, thank you for your time. Hi, I'm Brendan Krause with Wildcat News, and I'm going to interview Dr. Morrison about his thoughts and feelings about social media. So, Dr. Morrison, well, how do you feel about social media? How do you think it's affected this generation of students?
Well, I think that this generation of students has a lot of digital learners. That means they learn things a lot through social media, through the internet, anything to do with anything digital. I think that can be useful in the classroom. One of the difficult parts, though, is whenever students try to use it in other ways. So we have to manage the benefits and those things that can become obstacles. So there's some pros and cons to it.
Another question I'll ask, do you personally use social media?
I do. I'm not a Twitterian, but I do get on Twitter, I do get on Facebook, I do a lot of different things on my phone to communicate with my family, but yeah, I personally do. I always talk about with kids, we all use it. Adults use it, kids use it, young adults use it. My daughter who's 11's got one. So I think that a lot of us use it, it's just a way we manage it. So how we manage it is really important.
And my last question is, do you think it's a good thing?
I do. There's a lot of research actually for utilizing the internet or any types of digital media in schools. Andrew Kevin Kane talks about it in Winners of the Future. So there are books that are out there that I've read. I think it's a good thing, but it's how we manage it. Whenever students use it for the wrong things, that makes it very difficult. So yeah, I do like it, but we have to buffer some of the pros and cons.
All right, well, thank you for your time.
No problem. Thank you.
Who am I? Many people call me Rashawn because that's my name. I'm your Channel 77 president. This year, we have a lot of things prepared for you this year as your president, I'd like to say. I have no idea what I'm about to say. So.